Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Hello everyone, welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Mr. Mario Atanazo Ananias. Welcome my friend Pomwene. And before everything, let's not forget to put on our mask, sanitize our hands, self-distancing. And our lesson for today is on social health. Learners, let's go on page 16. Learning competencies. This is what you have to know at the end of this lesson. We should be able to identify the stages and characteristics of human growth development from the diagrams. It means we'll be provided with the diagrams and we'll be able to tell which stage is that. Second competency. We'll be able to describe the physical changes that take place in human from birth to death. It means what happened to us as human beings during our lives. The third competency, we'll be able also to explain how each person grows and matures at a different pace. Let's move on. In our previous lesson, you have learned the following, which are the changes on boys and girls. It says, boys grow beard. It's only that I'm wearing a mask now, can't see mine. The voice of the boys deepen. It means boys, their voices have to change. Girls' hips widen. So the sizes of the hips of the girls have to get a little bit bigger. Boys and the girls, they both develop pimples. And when it's come to ladies as well, they start with menstrual cycle, or the menstruation begins. Let's go to page 17. Before we step on the depth of our lesson, let's look at the words that might be difficult for us. Stages. What is a stage? A stage is a step in the development, or it's a development process of somebody. Human growth. Human growth is when an infant body matures into a body of an adult. It means we are looking at from being a child or a baby until we become an old person. Matures is when the body is fully developed. It means you become a very big person now, or a grown somebody. Physical changes. These are the changes that relate to the body. It means we can see them. When you are thinking of something that's not a physical change, physical changes should be possibly seen or can be identified on your body. We look at the pace. The pace is the speed at which something happens. How fast or how slow does the pace? And we look at the genitals, the organs involved in reproduction. We said, let's go back to our competence, which is on page 16, which says we will be able to identify the stages and the characteristics of human growth and development from the diagram. It says, we are starting at the very, very first stage of life. Everybody, or all of us, no matter how big or small we are, At one point in life, we are all infants. It means we're all babies. How were we looking when we were babies? We were actually very small in bodies. Our heads were a little bit bigger compared to our bodies. We were all born without teeth, and that's the stage where we normally grow very quickly. So those are the characters of somebody who is an infant, the newborns. And if you look on your right-hand side there, you can see a picture of infant. We're moving on, toddler, which is the next stage or the second stage after being an infant or a baby. How are they looking, or how will you be able to tell that somebody is a toddler? First thing is about the ages or years. A toddler should be at the age of 1 to 3. How do they look like? Their bodies become to get bigger. They learn how to walk. Their coordination skills develop. It means that they start now to do things by themselves. They know that if I want to walk from here to there, I'll hold on a chair or I'll hold on a bed or whatever. As brain and muscles develop, the toddler learn to walk, run, climb, talk, feed, dress by themselves. This is the stage where all of us have learned how to put on our own clothes. That's the second stage of life. We are moving on to page 18. The third stage of life. A child or children, their age should be between 4 and 12. These people are actually young person, not yet an adult. But how do they look like? How will you tell if somebody is a child or not? A child, the body proportions change. The head is not as large in relation to the rest of the body. We have explained in the infant that the head is bigger than the body. But here, if you are a child, the body should be now bigger than the head. Their coordination skills develop further. So here is where you find a lot of them, they try to have their own favorite sport codes. Is where now they develop some of the skills. They become masters of some skills. They name themselves after celebrities because of what they like doing. And then the replacement of milk teeth by permanent teeth. This is the time that they lose their first teeth. Okay? They start shaking them and remove them. That's the stage of being a child. The next stage of life is adolescent, which is also sometimes called teenage stage. Okay? Everybody in this stage, the age has to end with the word teen. It means if your age reads as a teen, you're an adolescent or a teenager. What happens? These people grow to an adult size. Some of them, if you don't know them well, you might even think that they are adults, but they are not. And then boys at this stage, when they are teenagers, what happens with the boys? They grow hair on their faces, which is called beard. Okay? Those are boys. And they also grow hair under their arms. Right? You might realize that one of your brothers started now putting on long sleeves because they don't want you to see the hair that grows under their arms because they are teenagers. Both boys and girls, they grow hair under their genitals. Around their reproductive parts, they grow the hair. Their voices deepen. Their voices become deeper. My voice was not like this when I was a boy. But when I became a teenager, I got this voice. The chest and the shoulders widen. You realize that the shoulder of the boys become broadened. It moves out of the neck. The reproductive organs grow larger. It means their genital parts, they become bigger. The boys, the testicles, they start to produce sperm. It means they are at the stage of making babies. The girls grow hair under the arms and around the genitals. It means under their armpit, they grow hair and also around their reproductive parts. Their hips, The side of the hips become wider, it moves out of the body. They start with the menstrual periods, or the menstruation begins. They are going to have their monthly period every month. And also their ovaries, which you can't see. You will learn more about that at the later stage. The ovaries start to produce eggs. Those are the characteristics of adolescents or teenagers. I hope you are all with me. Let's move on to page 19. We are looking at adults, okay? So now we are talking about people of my stage. We are done with Pamwene here. Now you are talking about me. What people should be, or what are the expectations of people at my stage, or in my stage? Little physical changes after reaching adulthood, okay? So when an adult person doesn't really change, the changes are hardly seen because they happen at a very low pace, okay? So they don't change, they don't grow fast anymore as the young ones. Some adults gain weight. The only normally thing that changes with them is the body size. Either become bigger, a little bit small, okay? Men may become bald, and at some stage also, women stop menstruating during menopause. Some of these things you're also going to learn deeper about them as time goes. Then we go to the final stage of life. That's old age. These are the grandmothers and the grandfathers. They are 60 years and more. What happens to them? Their skin develop wrinkles. It means the kind of spots and falling skin. Hair becomes gray. Normally you hear people saying that I'm having a white head. It's normally not white but gray. Their hair change from being black or dark or brown and become gray. The sight, the hearing, and the memory may become weaker. When you are staying with a grandmother or grandfather, they normally call you closer when you're talking to them because they can't hear well. Or sometimes you might realize that they even send you somewhere because they can't see well. The muscles become weaker. Even if you feel them, you can feel that their muscles are actually a bit weaker compared to teenagers, adults, and the rest of the people. And they become tired so easily. When you walk at distance with a grandmother, grandfather, you realize that sometimes they pause the walk or telling you that let's rest a little bit because I'm tired. Those are the characteristics of the old age, which is 60 and above. Bear with me. We are moving to page 20. On page 20, we are stepping a little bit further when we are looking at how everybody grows and matures at a different pace. We have looked at the stages of life, but it doesn't mean that all of us have to reach those stages at the same time, even though if you were born in the same day. It says, our bodies change in similar ways, meaning that your body have to change as mine through life. But it doesn't happen at the same time or at the same age, depending on the pace. Remember, we talked about the pace already, how fast or slow. Sometimes the differences in timing can be difficult to cope with when you are growing up, okay? One might feel that one is behind everybody else. Some people might even think that if their peers, somebody who's even born after them is having beard, why they don't develop beard yet, they might think that they are behind. But that's not the case. Just hold on until your time comes. You are talking about the pace. This happens because we grow and develop at different pace from others on the same age. If you look at your class, you look at your friends. If you ask how old is everybody in your class, you realize that some people that are having the same age as you, some are even looking bigger, Some are even looking younger than you while they're sharing the same age. It's just because everybody is unique in his or her own way. We continue. Humans grow and mature at a different pace or speed. We have just explained that. And it could be because of different reasons. Now we have to understand why women have to grow fast or why women have to grow slowly than anybody else. Why some teachers who have the same age as other teachers are looking younger than the other teachers. This can be some of the reasons. It can be the genetics. This is something that we are born with. It can be nutrition because of what we eat. We don't eat the same thing every day. Or different houses have different meals. It can also be because of health. Some people might have different diseases that can avoid them from getting or from growing fast, which is maybe making them to grow very slowly. However, even though, no matter at what stage of development we are, we should always treat others with respect and kindness, irrespective of how fast or how slow somebody grows. You have to treat that person as much as you want to be treated. We are concluding. We are saying that various stages of human growth and development. We have the infant, we have the toddler, we have children or child, adolescence, which is a teenager, we have adults, and we have our grandparents, which is old age, above the age of 60. I hope you have listened very well. Let's taste our knowledge. Let's go to page 21, activity 1 for the day. Question 1. The following stage of human growth and development are mixed up. Now, we want you to rewrite them or the words in the correct order from the youngest to the oldest stage of development. You are having them on the left, all of them written down. Now we want you to write them in order from which one comes first in somebody's life until the last one. Question 2. Name the developmental stage in which the maturing of the reproductive organs take place. We are saying that the maturing of organs, reproductive organs specifically, it takes place in one of the stages. Which one is it? You write it down there. Question 3. Complete the table by describing the main physical changes that can occur at each stage in the human life cycle. So what are we expecting you to do? We want you to complete the characteristics that happen to everybody in his or her stage of development. We have growth or developmental stages on our left: infant, toddler, child, adolescent, adult, and old age. And then on our right side, we have main physical changes that occur. Infant is already done for you as an example. So you have now to continue with the rest by giving all the details regarding each of the stage of development. I hope you have enjoyed your video. But before that, let's not forget to sanitize our hands and keep self-distancing as well as wearing our mask. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Shoshi and I am back. My mommy used to tell me that I need to wash my hands and sanitize it to keep the germs away. Also, one thing you can remember is to sing the alphabet song while you wash your hands. After that, it will be super clean. I usually do it. And until next time, bye!
Namibia is known for its beautiful wide open landscapes. However, these deserted spaces also pose numerous educational challenges in our country's rural areas. Because of this, many learners are denied access to proper teaching and learning. At EduVision, we believe that education is the starting point to a journey of endless possibilities.
Soon and very soon, we are going to see e-learning. Soon and very soon, we are going.
The plan for EduVision was to identify areas in Namibia that do not have the proper learning resources, a working school or an education center.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, we are going to see e-learning. No more dieting. No more dieting.
My name is Philip Smith. I'm the principal of Educate Academy in Otjiwarongo. The project EduVision, the e-learning program, started in 2017. With a project like this, obviously telecommunication, internet connection is a major thing that needs to be sorted out, a logistical challenge. And the fact that we chose Chunkwe Secondary School as the first school didn't make it easier for ourselves. It's very far from Otjiwarongo, it's far from Buntuk. So the internet connection was a big challenge first of all. So with the help of the telecommunications expert Paratas, they made this dream come true with internet connections via Buntuk, Otjiwarongo to Chunkwe and then back, the whole process. Like I said, it's interactive whiteboard, so the internet speed, capacity of the connectivity and so forth plays a major role. And so Paratas made this dream come true, and they were on board from the first moment. So very grateful for Paratas.
The project offers teaching assistance of a high standard in science to rural secondary schools within the learner's own community by means of e-learning. This entails the following: live transmissions of lessons from an equipped teacher in a different location to the students in rural areas, students using their own cell phone, tablet or computer to recall each lesson, and interactive lessons as well as the use of a smartboard as a teaching aid.
So if we look ahead at the next 3 years, we get information from the Ministry of Education. The future is very bright. So I think there's a lot of schools who can benefit from this program. Like I mentioned before, finances obviously plays a major role in a project like this. So we're very thankful for all the sponsors that are on board and still on board after almost 3 years of the project. So as long as people from the private sector can get involved, I think we can reach many schools in Namibia, because this project made a good start now. We're already seeing some positive results, and we can just call on all the private sector corporate sponsors to come on board and join in this very, very positive project.
It is EduVision's goal to prepare and guide learners in order to make the modern world they are living in accessible to all.
My name is Magdalena Neoma. I'm 18 years old and I'm doing my first year at UNAM Command School campus, and I completed my grade 12 at Tsungwe Senior Secondary School. I'm doing education, so I'm gonna teach at Tsungwe Secondary School because there, I really need to go there and motivate the learners. Eduvision helped me a lot. It assisted us in teaching for mathematics, physical science, and biology. And it also, we get to exchange learning from other schools like Educate, whereby they teach us, and that's the most thing that we benefited from. Studying without Eduvision was so challenging. And when Eduvision was introduced at our school, things become more easier. The time where Eduvision was not introduced, we were so slow in learning. And when Eduvision introduced at our school, my learning speed increases. Things were kind of boring. And when Eduvision came, my mind changed the way I think. I'm really grateful for what Eduvision gave us. Our class of 2019 was the first group to make it, to perform very well at Tsonkwe Senior Secondary School. So it should keep up the spirit. We need that. It should continue to support us.
Eduvision aspires to ensure that equal opportunity is offered to every learner in rural areas to tap into his or her own potential while working in an environment which views disadvantages not as obstacles but as unique attributes that can be regarded as powerful assets when given the proper opportunity. At Eduvision, we believe that dreams are the foundation of knowledge and hope always triumphs over experience.
No more problems. Everything is proper. Eduvision.
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up.
Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it, and then make it better.
Hello world, it's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitspo on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try. Make mistakes.
Ask.
I am Sibo, and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
there's no easy money, there's no easy job, there's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
Akiri, 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 akiri.